Welcome to Testing the Internet series. You're watching Part 14, Floating Menu. In the last video, you learned how to automate the process of uploading files on the web pages. In this video, you will learn how to handle floating elements on a web page, like sticky top menus or cookie consent banners, that remain in view while scrolling. These elements can often cause confusion and failed test cases. Have you faced challenges like a menu that's clearly on the page but your test says it's not visible? A cookie banner blocking a button your test needs to click? Or a section that doesn't scroll into view reliably across runs? These issues usually happen because the element isn't actually within the visible part of the screen, the viewport, even though it exists in the DOM. That's where Leapwork can help, making it simple to detect, scroll to, and interact with such elements using visual automation. To demonstrate, we will show you a simple scenario involving fixed elements on a web page. In this case, we have a top menu that stays in place while the rest of the page scrolls. As we scroll the page, you'll notice that the menu items remain fixed at the top, while the text in the background moves. The goal is to scroll the page and check that the top menu items stay within the visible area of the web page at all times. Let's get started to create our flow in Leapwork Studio. We'll begin with launching the test case page. Let's capture this paragraph and use the Find Web Element block so the test can scroll down to it. The next step is to capture the Home button, since we want to check if it stays fixed at the top while scrolling. We'll use Find Web Element block to do it. That's all we need for now, so let's save and close the recorder. Now it's time to edit the strategy. We'll select the last strategy. Since the paragraph text changes every time the page is refreshed, we don't want to rely on the content itself for selection. Instead, we'll target the paragraph element based on its position in the layout. So, instead of selecting the first paragraph, we'll specifically choose the 8th paragraph in the container. Let's save the strategy. We'll enable Scroll into View on this paragraph element so the browser scrolls down automatically. Then we'll check the Y position of the Home button. This tells us if it's within the visible part of the page. Now we'll use a compare block to check if the Y position is greater than or equal to 0. And we'll set the comparison method as greater than or equal to. This means we're simply checking if the element is still on screen. If the value meets this condition, we connect it to a pass block to mark the test as successful. If not, we connect it to a fail block to flag the test as failed. Our flow is ready to be executed. Let's run it now. Our test case is passed. As you can see, the paragraph was found further down the page. We can see in the recording panel as well. Then, the Home button was found right at the top of the screen. The Y position of the Home button is 0 or more, which means it's still visible, confirming the top menu stays in view after scrolling. And just like that, the test passed. This test proves your sticky menu stays exactly where it should, even when the page scrolls. Now, let's quickly recap the flow we followed to build this floating element automation scenario. At first, we launched the test page and captured a paragraph located further down the page to trigger the scroll. We then enabled the Scroll into View option to make sure the page scrolls automatically to that paragraph. Next, we captured the Home button from the top menu to verify its position after scrolling. Using the Y position, we checked if the button was still within the visible screen area. We added a compare block to see if the position was greater than or equal to 0. Meaning it's still in view. Finally, we connected the result to pass or fail blocks depending on the outcome. What you learned? Through this, you learned how to visually automate the testing of floating elements and verify their visibility without writing a single line of code. So next time a sticky header or banner causes trouble in your test, you'll know exactly how to handle it, quickly, clearly, and visually with Leapwork. Give this exercise a try yourself and see how much faster your automation can be. Moreover, to keep learning or if you ever feel stuck, explore our documentation, knowledge base, and reach out to support if needed. The answers are just a click away. Thank you for staying with us and see you in the next automation journey.